Good day, Meadowthorpe neighbors. Now, I hope this message finds you all very well. And I just wanted to take a moment and provide you with an important update regarding the Turner Commons project. Now, today is September 5th, and we had an opportunity to sit down, talk with Darren Turner, who's the owner of Turner Commons. And we had a chance to discuss some of his latest developments. Now, during the interview, Darren Turner shared some exciting news about the project's progress, and he mentioned that the construction is on track and the new community walking trail within Turner Commons is taking shape beautifully. Now, additionally, he expressed his commitment to creating a space that will enhance our neighborhood's charm and provide a welcoming environment for all. Now, after you guys watch this video, we as a neighborhood association executive committee, we want to hear from you. Do you have any questions or concerns about the Turner Commons project? Because your input is valuable and we want to address any queries that you may have. So please mark your calendars for our upcoming neighborhood association meeting, which is next Tuesday, September the 12th at 7 p.m. at the Meadowthorpe Community Center, as always, located at 333 Larch Lane. Darren Turner will be present to answer your questions and discuss the project in more detail. Now, thank you so much for being an essential part of our community, because your involvement and feedback are what make Meadowthorpe a wonderful place to live and the downright best neighborhood all in Lexington. So we look forward to seeing you at the next meeting and continuing to work together to make our neighborhood better.
I'm going to speak to you. Hey, Rod, so I'll give you kind of an update where we are today. This is the latest development plan. This covers an overview. We've got an actual development plan that's got more details on it, but this is the pretty one that shows all the colors. So I think what you guys would be most happy with is the changes that happened on Forbes Road. So we'll show you some renderings of the building, but as you can tell, we've already started to make the changes on the building. So Otis has taken the corners out already. We're adding to one of the corners, which would be the one closest to the actual Forbes Road itself. It gets all glass interior. It has a really cool view in there with a set of stairs that goes up. And that'd be this corner right here. So, well, right now we're waiting for the final to come through on our disturbance plan, right? Is that what you call it? Yeah. Yeah, disturbance. Yeah, so we can go on and get started with this stuff here. So the next big project is we're continuing to put the facade on here. Our new tenant for this building is called Thoroughbred Engineering and Architects. So they bought like 7 different companies. Gonna be a great tenant. They're actually doing a lot of their design, but we'll show you again the renderings of that. You'll see the changes in the parking lot. Instead of all the blacktop that you guys see right now, which is ugly, we're going in and putting all these, we're putting a lot of landscape areas, trees, hills that goes in it. We're expanding the pond big time down there with a cool walking path that go around it. We've already started the walking path down through here. So the biggest change is there used to be a 20,000 square foot office building there. Now we've got a 5,000 square foot retail space there. So
And that 20,000 square foot office building, that was going to hold how many employees?
it had 120 employees.
120 employees, so it's a lot less cars.
Yes, a lot less cars, less traffic. And then you'll see again, we're putting a lot of money in landscaping, walking paths. This will be one of the main entrances, obviously, but it really finishes out. It's going to finish out really nice. We've already got all the walking paths in that come down through here. So I don't know, it's probably quarter mile to half mile. If you've seen what we've done with that, we've used class-sized sand so the water can drain through it. It looks more natural. We've got railroad ties on the side of it. And so those kind of navigate all the way down through this area. We're actually getting ready to start some of the work in here in this pad, this area right here. We're going to put some brick in it, putting a big mural there, or painting on there. It's going to be really neat. And there'll be landscaping lights that go down through that. It will be solar, all low lights, nothing that's going to shine over the neighbor's house. So, as you know, we've got our first new build here, Sherman Carter Barnhart. We're waiting to lease the backs out of that. Most of this is all leased. With the exception of this building here, we've got half the building leased, and we're still looking for tenants for the back area. That's typical flex spaces, little contractors, that kind of stuff. And then we have building 33 here. 33, right?
Yeah.
30.
Which one?
30.
33, yes.
Okay. And that building's open. We just finished all the metal on it, and finishing the parking lots on that side of it. So that building we'll be trying to lease out. We've got actually a tenant we're meeting with hopefully next week. So the next big thing that starts RD1 in Goodwood. So RD1, as everybody knows, is the bourbon distillery. They're going to have 2 stills in there. That's about a 11,000 square foot building. I'll show you a really cool rendering. It's been updated. It's beautiful glass. When you come down through here, you'll see all the barrels lit up. There'll be a boatload of, a bunch of barrels inside that. They'll make 250 barrels a year, so it's not a big process. It's basically just enough to be able to say they make bourbon in there. So
I'll take it as rendering.
yeah. So here's good. They're cutting down the big large tree, which is unfortunate. I wanted to say that, but they're not going to be able to say that.
So, but the good wood is going right up on top
right
of this
up
hill.
the top hill. It goes into that hill, physically into that hill. So that'd be the first floor, 14-foot ceilings, and it'll be a building. The second floor will go on top of that. So this is it here. So that's the water tower sitting here in the front. So the neighbors come down, look, they'll kind of understand. You'll see all these stone setting pads, landscaping. There'll be landscape lighting in there, interesting places just to set. There'll be tables set out here as well. You'll see that. So this is RD1 here. So there's a common area to come into that stairs, bathrooms, an elevator, and you'll go into RD1 or Goodwood. RD1 again is barrel. That's bourbon tasting. You'll have a little bit of appetizers and stuff that will come from actually Goodwood, and they'll have events and certain things that go on there. As you can see, the side of it's the glass with the barrel. So this is the road that comes in off of West Main Street. So this will be the first building that will start outside of Sherman Carter Barnhart. And this building we expect to try to take us about 10 months to build it, 8 to 10 months to build it. So hopefully a little bit quicker, but we'll see.
So you're looking at maybe opening up July, August?
Yeah, we're hoping by March 1st, but that's not going to happen now. And the reason it's not going to happen is there was a lot of changes made to the RD1 building because of the 2 stills, and so that kind of changed architectural. We couldn't get the development plan changed in time. So anyway, so that's RD1 in Goodwood. This is the existing building we're setting in here. Where you're setting in right now. As you'll see, we're going to put landscaping, pavers. This hardscape goes across this road, and you'll have about a half an acre of grass area for the outdoor entertainment side. This is still retail, just like it always was. The difference is going to be, I think we're going to take some of these Airbnbs and put them on the second level of this retail space. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
The rail is still the entertainment center, just no different than it has been before. So this
Would you still? Excuse me. I'm sorry. Would you still build those buildings?
We're not sure.
The
We are
Airbnbs
going to
are-
build these for sure, but we're not for sure if we're going to do more retail there
Mhm.
on the first floor and Airbnb on the second. We're not 100% sure.
Yeah.
We're gonna concentrate on building this out and this out right now, and we'll see how the traffic's working, how again the customer bases that was coming in, and then we'll decide if we're going to do more Airbnb or more retail.
Changes with short-term rentals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. This building's no longer going to go here. That was a big office building too, 25,000 square foot building was going to go in there. So that's awfully taken that out of the equation because we need this parking lot for the event side and for RD1 and Goodwood. So we'll show you, Ryder, can you show them with this, that little pump house building down at the bottom, we're changing that to a little restaurant with that grass area down there. That's down by the bridge that takes you close to the borough and all that.
Do you want to show
If you have that,
the rendering?
Go ahead.
So down at the end of our property, down by West Main Street, the bridge, this is the pump house. Right now, this is the only thing that exists. It's red brick, no windows. It actually does have a window thing. So we're going to change it. This will be the look it's going to come in. So we're looking for a restaurant to take this area. They'll have outdoor. They have about a quarter-acre land behind it, so we can see them playing cornhole. Just a little bit of whatever, outdoor fire pits, and just kind of a really cool, quaint area. But that's the building we're going to probably start fairly soon. We're just waiting to get the construction drawings on it. So that again, that's at the very end of the parking lot. So go back to that development plan, Ryder. So what Otis was
And point that out again.
right.
Where that is. Okay.
So one of our exits, as you know, is down here. So that building goes right there.
Okay.
And there's the grass area. So one time we had 2 buildings in there. We're just gonna put one in there again. We're worried about parking and that kind of stuff.
What's that 5,000 building?
That's gonna be a future restaurant. We're gonna save that. We don't have
Yeah.
anybody we're speaking to at this time, but
Okay.
as soon as we launch all the marketing stuff, we think that'd be something that will come quick.
Okay.
We got a couple of names we're gonna go to see if we can get their interest in the building or not. But we've got a couple of renderings that we're looking at for that. So again, retail, as we mentioned before, but one thing that Otis was just mentioning, this square footage is what we've been approved on. And this is, so if we build a little bit more here, we take away from these yellow buildings. That's the plans. So it's not like when we mentioned we're gonna put maybe retail on the first floor and Airbnb on the second. That's not adding to the square footage of the development plan. That will have to come out of these square footages. So we're kind of leaving these flex spaces where that's where we take or give to square footages. And these are the, again, right now we're thinking these would be actually flex spaces, small contractors, maybe be a little retail, what have you. And this right here, we're looking at an entertainment group. Can't mention really who they are right now. We've got 2 big groups in there. And I can tell you what they do. One's a big pickleball group. So they have a big indoor pickleball, outdoor pickleball, and they have a little restaurant on the second floor that overlooks it. So pretty neat tenant if we can get them to go in there.
That's in S, the orange building?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So it's actually a 15,000 square foot, so that's not as big as it shows right now. And so that's really, there's no real new tenants. We haven't gone out to the market yet. That's what Ryder's working on. We are meeting next week with a bunch of developers and kind of launching this whole development. And then the website is up and going. So what's the Ryder? What's the website?
thecommonslex.com.
Thecommonslex.com.
Yes, and all of these renderings that we've seen, plus many more, the master plan's on there, a little bit of background of the entire project you can see there. So it's kind of a consolidation of the project in its entirety as of right now. Can all
Can they
be
get to the
accessed.
site when anybody gets over?
Yeah, it's live. So just thecommonslex.com. It's ready and live. So anyone wants to check it out, go ahead and
If they
do it.
stay up with that too, we'll keep the updates.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so we're also, what we talked about is doing a newsletter.
Mhm.
So we get you, that newsletter, Ryder's working on that, so we get you what the newsletter's gonna look like, and you can put it in yours or whatever. I know you mentioned that last week. So.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. There's a sign up option on the website for the newsletter too. We'll be sending out monthly updates on everything that's going on in the construction, to new tenants. We'll introduce our current tenants and just kind of give you a brief of what everything that's going on here.
So what about the landscaping, like the trees and everything? Are they coming in pretty mature? Or are they coming in?
Yes, we're starting, so Otis has already hired a contractor, so he's starting to do the walking path, so you'll start to see these areas. Smaller bushes, flowers, all that kind of stuff, but then the trees itself, yeah, they'll all come in fairly mature. So
Yeah.
my point is, actually, most of the trees in here we've already put pretty mature, with the exception of the Sherman Carter Barnhart. Those got put in wrong.
Yeah.
Not near as big as they were supposed to be.
And what kind of trees are you?
It's a mixture. It's just a mixture of a bunch of Kentucky trees, from maples to oaks to something that's colorful, the fall colors and stuff. So
Nice.
yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of trees, and this is a tree. This is we do have to put a lot of brand new trees in. A lot of our pine trees, I'm sure you know, where you've seen they've fallen, unfortunately. So we're taking out the last 2 or 3 this direction. We're gonna leave what we have that direction, but they've been falling every windstorm, so it's dangerous. So we're getting rid of those. So you'll see a lot of this landscape. All this landscaping here is getting ready to start. I think the end of this month.
End of this month, right?
And then he's updating this landscaping down through here. We're gonna add a bunch of landscaping to where the buildings, our existing warehouses are, all the way down through there. It's landscaped as well. So
By the park to be landscaping coming as well. So, and a lot of it's like Darren says, native to Kentucky, that way, they will survive the weather and flourish in this environment. They were talking about even putting little placards up, almost making like an arboretum type walking path, where you have a little placard to say what kind of trees in this this group of bushes or trees or whatever's out there at that time.
So kind of like McConnell Springs.
It's gonna be very similar, yeah, to kind of contribute to this area, so.
And we're allowed to use the walking
Yes,
path?
they're open now. We've got them open. Not a lot of great places to park right now, but we have a lot of the neighbors are already walking up and down them, so it's kind of neat. But Sherman Carter Barnhart, one of our existing tenants, are using the path. So, and something we're trying to do also is really neat. At this water tower right here, if you look at the walking path, you'll see it come past. There's a parking lot there. So our goal is to get a health juicery in there, a little pastry type place for breakfast, for lunch, what have you. We actually will show you a little rendering of what that's going to look like. That'd be neat. We're hoping the neighbors will take advantage of that and walk down the path, stop and get them a smoothie, a bagel, what have you. So that's the pump house that's there now. We're going to add some square footage to the back. We're going to put a neat roof on it, paint the middle tower black. That tower gets lit up anyways. But this right now, the walking path, you see it comes through this way, it comes in this direction. There's parking for 8 cars. But for neighbors, they just walk up, get them something to drink or something to eat or what have you. So, and it's going to have 2 public bathrooms to the right side of that for the walking paths as well. So I expect that that'll be done in the next 6 months or less. So. As you can see, the pond area, if you can zoom in on it. So this is, that shows the water tower back in the back. This is the hillside that comes down Turner Commons. Walking paths come down, and they'll come down this direction right next to the open pipe that goes under the road right now. So you'll see a lot plan on doing. So, that's a rendering obviously, but that's our plans to do something just like that. So that'd be a nice area to walk around, ducks and geese and sit around. There'll be areas for different little sitting benches and what have you there. So and that's kind of an update.
Start with some rainbow trout.
Huh?
Start with some rainbow trout. All right. Anything else?
No. I don't know. Are these shown on the website already?
Yeah.
Okay, so if they go to the website, as Ryder just mentioned, they'll be able to see a lot of these renderings. Updated renderings, the walking paths, this kind of gives you, this is Forbes Road, as you know, comes across here. So it shows you what the Forbes Road building's going to look like.
Now, what is that?
That's the Forbes Road building.
That's the
the
Forbes
building you see every day. That's, I call it one of the ugliest buildings we've got down here by all means. So you'll see the new addition, where actually this addition actually comes right here now. But that's the looks of the building. So that building will become a very attractive, go from an eyesore to something really nice here within the next 3 or 4 months. That's going to happen fast, and we're just waiting for our final development plan. So